Hello students, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon when you are watching this video lecture. In the earlier session, we discussed about the methodology of preparing financial statements of not-for-profit organizations or non-trading concerns, what we popularly call them. Mainly, receipts and payments account, income and expenditure account and balance sheet. Whereas, receipts and payments account is a replica of cash book, income and expenditure account is a replica of profit and loss account, though we use different names, the concepts are same. And balance sheet, of course, is balance sheet, which shows the financial position of any organization, showing assets and liabilities of the organization as on a particular date. In fact, any one of them can be given and other two can be asked, or any two of them can be given and one can be asked. Like that, any combination of questions is quite possible. As long as we understand what does each of these accounts and statements represent, then we can solve whatever types of questions that we encounter. So what is once again important for solving the questions of this chapter is the core conceptual clarity, and as discussed in the earlier session, the periodicity concept and accrual concept. The entire topic is revolving around those two concepts. And we solved some of the questions yesterday, and let us continue discussing few more questions in the current session. Go to question number 3, which is a question from past RTPs. Dr. Dinesh, after retiring from government service, started private practice on 1st April 2018 with 1 lakh rupees of his own and 1,50,000 rupees borrowed at an interest of 12% per annum on the security of his life policy. See, what he kept as security for obtaining the loan, that is irrelevant for us. But this is definitely a loan that is borrowed at the rate of 12% of interest per annum. His accounts for the year were kept on cash basis, and the following is the summarized cash account. So cash account, basically here we call it as receipts and payments account. So receipts and payments both are given already, and opening balance will not be there because he started this practice freshly. But both the items which are given as 1 lakh rupees own capital and 1,50,000 rupees borrowed as loan, both of them have been given already in the cash account or receipts and payments account. So receipts and payments account is already there. So when an account is already there are some debits which are shown on the receipt side, and there are some credits which are shown on the payment side. That means either of the aspects, debit aspect or credit aspect, is already done. All that we need to do is the other aspect. So if it is already debited, we need to treat with credit aspect. If it is already credited, we need to treat with debit aspect. So one point here to be noted is that this loan, whatever has been taken, is at the rate of 12% per annum. So that is the point here to be noted. Now, what is also given is some other expenditure, and what is required to be prepared is a capital account and income and expenditure account and balance sheet at the end of the year, that is on 31st March 2019. Ignore depreciation on fixed assets. When it is clearly given in the question ignore, that means ignore. You don't have to question the question. So no depreciation is required. That's okay, leave it. But what is required definitely is capital account and income and expenditure account, both are asked. So let us take capital account, which is a small account here itself. Income and expenditure account, anyway, we will prepare separately. Balance sheet also we will prepare separately. We don't need an opening balance sheet here. Why? Because there is no opening balance sheet. This business or profession was not there in the last year. It is started freshly at the beginning of the current year, that is on 1st April 2018, and we are preparing the books of accounts on 31st March 2019. That means only 1 year happened and no existence of this practice was there in the last year. That means there is no opening balance sheet at all, since it is a fresh practice. Now each of the items in receipts and payments account definitely have to be posted somewhere. Here receipt side, it is there as own capital 1 lakh rupees. So the entry should have been cash account debtor to capital account. Cash account is already debited. Cash account means in this case receipts and payments account, both are same. So debit aspect is over. What is now supposed to be done is credit aspect. So that is the capital account. It has to be credited with 1 lakh. So that is the treatment for first item, which was already debited here. Then comes loan. So loan, again, since it is on his personal life policies and all, you treat that also as his capital. He will pay interest separately. Those are all wild assumptions. Just security could be any personal security also, but definitely this loan is taken for the purpose of profession only. So it can be taken as the loan related to the profession. That means it is a liability for sure. So closing balance sheet, you can call that as 12% loan. 12% loan, that is 1,50,000. That is 12% loan. That is the credit treatment. Debit treatment is already over. Then comes prescription fees, which is a income naturally. So the income means it should be credited to income and expenditure account. That is called prescription fees, whatever it is. See the further information if there is any outstanding, etc. Nothing looks like that. Motor expenses is given and salaries is also having an adjustment. Stock of medicines is given. Other than that, there is no much related to prescription fees and all. So that's just like that. You can take it as income. How much is that? 3,30,000. Same way, visiting fees. Whatever it is, income is income. That is also a professional income. So visiting fees. That is also 1,25,000 income. So debit aspect already done in receipts and payments account. Credit aspect is in the income and expenditure account. Same way, fees from lectures. Fees from lectures, 12,000 rupees is there. And pension received, 1,50,000 is there. Of course, pension definitely is not related to the profession. Pension is his personal income. Because he retired from government service, he is receiving pension. Is that income 1,50,000 related to this private practice for which we are preparing income and expenditure account? No, it is not. Same way, fees from lectures also is his personal income, which is not related to this practice. Practice is basically the medical practice. Lectures, maybe he is having some income on making some YouTube videos, etc. These are all not related to this profession. When we are preparing an income and expenditure account for this profession, which is private practice, we better consider incomes related to that profession only, which are prescription fees and visiting fees. So what we can consider as these two things is also part of capital, because these are invested in the same profession. We don't have to consider them as incomes. They can be added to the capital. So fees from lectures, 12,000, pension received, 1,50,000, both can be added to the capital, 12,000 and 1,50,000. Why is that? Because they are not related to this practice, which is the medical profession. If they are related, then they would have been incomes. But since they are not related, it is his personal money as good as he is bringing into business. So 12,000 and 1,50,000 are his money. So we can consider them as part of capital. Pension received for sure is that. Fees from lectures can have an alternative treatment. If you consider lectures are given in medical colleges only, we don't know all that. If that is also part of the profession, then you can consider 12,000 as income. There is nothing wrong with that. But pension received definitely cannot be considered as income. That is for sure capital. 12,000, both ways are okay. You consider it as income and credit to income and expenditure account, or you consider it as capital and credit to capital account, both are okay. Alternative treatments are always possible in accountancy. So, but we consider that as part of his personal income, that is 12,000. Because we don't know which lectures these are. Anyway, these are all the debits in the receipts and payments account, which means we did a credit treatment for them on the other side. Coming to the credit side of receipts and payments account, because these are already credited, all that we need to do is we have to just debit these things on the other side. So medicines purchased, see, just like any other trading activity, it is like purchase only. just like purchases. So you can debit to income and expenditure account medicines purchased or purchase of medicines, whatever you write it. That is 1,22,500. Just like purchases, nothing special. For a trader, they will purchase goods what they sell. For a doctor, he will purchase medicines. Of course, he will also definitely would have given to some people, or maybe it is part of the fees that he collected. We don't know how he made money out of this. But he purchased these medicines means definitely that is his cost. Cost means it has to be debited to the income and expenditure account. Surgical equipment is not equipment. It is not a revenue expenditure. It is a capital expenditure. So where this should go? To the balance sheet. 1,25,000 asset side of the balance sheet. Surgical equipment. Anyway, there is no depreciation. So just take it to the outer column. 1,25,000. That is not a expenditure. That is a capital expenditure. Though it is an expenditure, it is not a revenue expenditure. It is a capital expenditure, which means it is an asset. Asset will go to balance sheet, not to income and expenditure account. So this is a revenue expenditure. So this goes to the income and expenditure account because this is a revenue expenditure. So this classification is important. Always we have to keep that in mind. Same with motor car also. Motor car is a capital expenditure. It is an asset. So that goes to balance sheet 1,60,000. Then comes motor car expenses. Motor car expenses is a revenue expenditure. So that goes to income and expenditure account. Motor car expenses, but looks like there is an adjustment letter, so we'll put it in the inner column. Wages and salaries 52,500. Wages also, is there any income or any adjustment? Yes, there is a adjustment. So keep that also in inner column. Wages and salaries. How much is the amount? 52,500. Then rent of the clinic is 30,000. Of course, it is also an expenditure. Rent of clinic, that is 30,000. Expenditure. So debit side of income and expenditure account. All of them already credited here. All that we are doing is debit them other side. General charges 24,500. General expenses you can call it, general charges you can call it, whatever they are. Expenditure, that is, so 24,500. Then comes household expenses. See, household expenses definitely is not related to the business. That is as good as drawings. See, because we are preparing a capital account already, what we can do is we can debit to this capital account. Already credit aspect is over 90,000. Credit aspect is over there in the receipts and payments account 90,000. Now we can debit it to the capital account just like drawings. So that is the debit aspect of it because we are preparing capital account. If we don't prepare capital account, if we take into the balance sheet, we would have deducted from the capital. So here 90,000 is to be debited to capital account. That is the debit treatment. Same with household furniture also. It is not the furniture of the business or profession. It is personal expenditure, personal payment. So that should be also debited to the capital account, 12,500. Next, expenses on daughter's marriage. Once again, personal expenditure. So 1,07,500, that also should be debited to capital account. Why? Because again, it is a personal expenditure. It is not related to the practice at all. So 1,07,500 is what? Is also a kind of drawings. Hence, it is debited to capital account. Credit aspect is already over. Only we are doing the debit aspect. Interest on loan is 18,000. Interest definitely should be an expenditure. So interest on loan, put it in inner column because we may have to find out whether it is really matching to the interest or not. Or maybe we can find it out now itself. How much is the loan here? Loan is 1,50,000. What is the rate of interest? 1,50,000 into 12%, 18,000. So it is already matching. So no adjustment there also. If that interest was not actually less than, if it was not 18,000 but less than 18,000, that means there would have been some accrued interest. But it is not there. 1,50,000 loan, 15%, 12% is the rate of interest, 18,000 is already matching, which means no adjustment. So we can directly take it to outer column also, no problem. No adjustment on that. No hidden adjustment. Balance at bank obviously should go to This is over. Then balance at bank 55,000 should go to balance sheet. Balance sheet, asset side, balance at bank. Whatever the name is given, you use that only in the examinations. Don't have to create any new words. 55,000 balance at bank. Cash in hand. Take it in the balance sheet. Cash in hand. How much is that? 9,500. That is cash in hand. That's all. So these are all the various items. So all of them we treated. Interest on loan also, balance at bank also, and cash in hand also. All are done. So everything is already treated. So that is the receipts and payments account. All debits have been credited. All credits have been debited. Actually, in the main exam, you can have a general check on the number of items that you treated also, so that you don't miss any items. One of the techniques is to tick mark the items that you treated, so that you don't miss them. Another technique is to check the number of treatments. That's all. We don't care about where we treated and all. So totally how many items are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 items are there. So 19 times we should have treated something. Check that here. There are 6 here. 3 on the debit, 3 on the credit, total 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's all. So just a broad number. That's just a count. It's in computer programming, it's called a counter, so that there is no arithmetical mistake. So that at least we did not miss anything, we can identify. So all 19 items have been treated, debit or credit. If it was already debit, we credited it. If it was already credit, we debited it. Now comes adjustments. See, obviously adjustments have to be done twice. Everything outside the account has to be dealt with twice. What is given there here? 1/3 of the motor car expenditure is treated as applicable to the private use of the car. So out of the motor car expenses, 1/3 is private usage. So that is not related to business. So we have to take that out. So this divided by 3 means 20,000 has to be reduced from the motor car expenses. Reduction from debit means it is credit. Then where the debit has to be given? Debit has to be given to the capital account. Why? Because this is also a kind of personal expenditure like drawings only. So how much is that debit in the capital account? 20,000. That is a personal expenditure of motor car. So reducing from debit is credit. And here we debited the capital account. So both debit and credit treatments are done. Why is it debited to capital account? Because it is also a personal expenditure. Because it is private use of the car. That is one thing. Second thing also similar. 15,000 of the salaries are related to the domestic servants. So once again, salaries, whatever it is, from that you have to take out 15,000 because they are not related to the profession. They are personal salaries because they are related to the domestic servants. Again, what you have to do? Because it is also a kind of drawings, it is also a personal expenditure. It has to be debited to the capital account. So that is the treatment for 15,000. Both sides we have to treat, both debit and credit. Then comes another adjustment, that is the stock of medicines, closing stock you can call it. Stock of medicines 47,500. See, of course, stock of medicines is a asset. So balance sheet asset side, you will take that 47,500. That treatment is not a problem. Then another question comes, of course, this is the debit treatment. Where should the credit go? Just like closing stock in a trader closing stock, where it will go? It will go to the credit side of P&L account. Same here also. Closing stock of medicines. Closing stock of medicines, that is 47,500. That is the stock of medicines. Alternatively, you can reduce from the medicines purchased also. That is another way of doing it, but not necessary. Why? Because just like trading account, there will be debit for opening stock, there will be debit for purchases, there will be credit for closing stock. This is also a kind of partly trading only, though it is not a for-profit organization. In fact, in this case, it is a for-profit organization also because it is only just a private practice. It's not some social service he is doing. But still, whatever it is, we don't care. What we are asked to prepare is income and expenditure account. Usually the service sector, like doctors, etc., they prepare income and expenditure account rather than profit and loss account. So this is one such example. Definitely, this is also having a nature of trading and profit and loss account only. So if you understand the nature, what should be debited, what to be credited will be same. If there is any purchase of any items which are related to the stocks, then there will be debited. Opening stock, if at all. In this case, there is no opening stock. Why? Because it is a freshly started practice. If it was already existing practice, there would have been opening stock of medicines also, which we would have started with the income and expenditure account starting point. Since it is a fresh practice, we don't have that. But closing stock is there. Just simply buy closing stock, 47,500, just like trading account. No difference in essence. Only the names and presentation changes. Essence is the same. That's all what were asked. Ignore depreciation and just prepare income and expenditure account, etc. Now, come to this capital account balancing figure, how much ever it is, that should be taken to the balance sheet. Total is 2,62,000 minus 90 minus 12,500 minus 1,07,500 minus 20,000 minus 15,000. Capital is only 17,000 balancing figure. So that is two balance carried down, which is automatically by balance brought down. That goes to where? The balance sheet liability side. Here, since it is not an organization, etc., you can call it capital also, because the question itself asked for capital account, not capital fund account. So use the same name. If the question is asking capital account, you cannot say, oh, no, it is not for profit. I will prepare only capital fund account because my sir told me so. Not like that. Whatever the question says, you follow that. Capital account, that's okay. How much is the amount? 17,000. That's it. Capital account is over, and we can now close the income and expenditure account to find out surplus or deficit. For that, let us take these things to the outer column first. And yes, everything is there. Then automatically we will get surplus or deficit. So since it is on the other side, it is a surplus. You have to do this manually. 2,48,000 is a surplus. Of course, this capital is supposed to be here in the inner column. Then add surplus. Surplus is how much? Same amount what we got here, 2,48,000. Check that carefully. Is that matching? 2,48,000. Total is 5,20,500. 5 lakh. Oh, what is this? No, I think this was missing. That's why checking is important. Not 2,48,000. It is 2,30,000. Interest is also there here. So 2,30,000 is the surplus. Add it to the capital. So what will be the capital now? Balancing figure. 2,47,000. The total of these two things. Then loan is only liability, no other liabilities are there. Asset side, everything we recorded. So naturally the balance sheet should tally. Yes, of course it should tally. That is 3,97,000. That's it. That's what was asked in the question, what we prepared. 10 marks will be obtained from such questions. That was question number 3. Now, let's solve another question. Following is the receipts and payments account of a Rotary Club for the year ended on 31st March 2020. What is given is receipts and payments account. Receipts is debit side and payments is credit side. Once an account is already given, we should be very clear on that. Every item is already debited here and every item is already credited here. So for these debit items, we need to only deal with credit aspect, and for these credit items, we need to only deal with debit aspect. Only one of them we have to deal with. Further information is given. Assets and liabilities on 31st March 2019, which means opening balance sheet. When there is opening balance sheet to be prepared, we have to prepare that, though it is not asked in the question, because we need the capital fund. So opening assets and liabilities are given. Anything that is outside this receipts and payments account has to be dealt with twice. So every item whatever is given here in the additional information, it has to be dealt with twice. One debit aspect, one credit aspect. Whatever it is, we'll see that. What is required here is to prepare income and expenditure account and closing balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. So opening balance sheet will not be asked separately. Still we need to prepare that because we need to know that what is the opening capital fund. Then some other information is given other than the assets and liabilities. 50% of the entrance fees should be capitalized. So when entrance fees is given, how much of that should be capitalized? If nothing is given, you can assume that entire amount can be capitalized, or entire amount can be a revenue item and treated as income. That can be only an assumption. But here you cannot make any assumptions because it's very clearly given that 50% should be capitalized. It means 50% of that is treated as revenue receipt, which is an income. So how much ever the amount is, half to be capitalized, half to be treated as income. And interest on the investments is being received in full, and the investments have been made on 1/4/2019. That is at the beginning of the current year. That is 1/4/2019, because we are preparing books of accounts on 31st March 2020. So how much is the investment, we don't know, but that investment is made on 1/4/2019, that is very clearly given. And some other items like electricity charges, subscriptions have been, some of them in arrears, some of them in advance. Like that, some adjustments are there related to both subscriptions as well as electricity charges. Sports equipment also, there is some change. So how it changed? For those items, we can have separate accounts so that it is easier for us to identify what happened to them during the year. So where we directly post to the income and expenditure account, or opening balance sheet, or closing balance sheet, we can do that. Where we cannot, we can have an account also, so that we have double entry completed. Otherwise what happens? Most of the times people will be only doing one aspect, and they will ignore, or they will not understand what happened to that on the other side of it. So if they did credit and if they did not do debit, what happened to that will be ambiguous. When you do both, it will be easier. So simple rule, if you follow, anything within the account or within the tallied trial balance should be posted once. Anything outside that should be posted twice. If required, we will open any account also. That should not be an issue. That is the best way of dealing with such kind of situations. Now let us start with each of the items on the debit side of receipts and payments account, which means they are all receipts, and debit aspect is already over. All that we need to do is a credit aspect, starting with two balance brought down, that is a cash balance brought down from the past year. Naturally that will be the opening balance sheet asset, which is cash at bank or cash in hand, whatever you can call it. Cash and bank also you can call it. That is how much? 8,450. I told you already, asset side of opening balance sheet is not debit aspect, that is credit aspect only. Why? Because it increases the capital fund. So anything that is posted on the assets side of the opening balance sheet is the credit aspect. That's what we were supposed to do, we did that. Then subscriptions 23,000 is there. Again here we can directly put it in the income and expenditure account and do some plus minus etc. That is one way of doing it. Or we can prepare a subscription account also. Let us prepare a subscription account, because in some questions of the past examination, subscription account was asked clearly. So definitely we should be able to prepare a subscription account also. So let us prepare a subscription account as well, which we are doing here. So these are working notes. Subscription account. Why is this? For simplicity purposes, because debit credit is easier than plus and minus. Second, in some examination questions, subscription account was asked, so we should know how to prepare a subscription account also. So for that purpose, we can learn and use this opportunity to prepare subscriptions account. So subscription account, of course, here 23,000 is debited to receipts and payments account, means it should be credited to subscriptions account. So by cash or by bank, 23,000, that will be there in the subscription account. Okay, so debit in the receipts and payments account, credit in subscriptions account. Then comes sale of refreshments, which is a receipt. Generally what happens in these cases of any club or something like that is, there will be items of similar nature which will have some incomes also and expenses also. Okay, this is an income 22,000. we can definitely put it on the income and expenditure account, credit side, saying that sale of refreshments. But if there is anything which is a related expenditure to that, it is better to show them as a net amount. It's only a presentation issue. There is no rule like that. But presentation wise, it is always better to show these two things at one place, so that we will understand how much actual net proceeds have been received from the sale of refreshment. So, okay, you received 22,000 from sale of refreshment, but you have a cost also, right? You purchased them. By supply of refreshment means here it is a payment. Payment means it is an expenditure. So, I show 22,000 on the income side, 18,250 on the expenditure side, no problem. But is that appropriate? No. What is more appropriate is to show 22,000 in the inner column, that is sale of refreshments. From that you reduce the 18,250 as the cost of the refreshments, so that you will only have the real net proceeds from the refreshments. That is a way of presentation which is generally expected in the clubs and other types of not-for-profit organizations. And for that matter, any institution like ICAI also will prepare the income and expenditure account, receipts and payments account, and balance sheet only. ICAI also prepares the receipts and payments account, income and expenditure account, balance sheet. That is also a not-for-profit organization. So if they conduct a seminar, for example, they will not just show the proceeds from seminar or just income from seminar separately and expenses of seminar separately. They will show the net result of that seminar. Is that a plus or minus? That is a better way of presentation, so that the members can understand what actually happened about that particular event. Of course, ICAI's financial statements will be vast. In this case, we have only very few items. So one of the items is the refreshments. So what is the net proceeds from the refreshments is only 3750. So we treated one item on the credit side also already by reducing it from a credit. So because already it is credited here, we need to do the debit aspect. How did we do the debit aspect? By reducing from a credit. Here already this 22,000 is debited. We did the credit aspect by crediting the income and expenditure account. So that is a treatment for refreshments. Entrance fee is 26,000. It is given in the question clearly that 50% should be capitalized. That automatically means 50% is revenue. So definitely by entrance fees, revenue or income is 13,000. And remaining 13,000 should be capitalized. So capitalized means again multiple possibilities are there. You can add it to the capital fund. That is one way. If you have the capital fund already, you can add it to that entrance fees. That is one way, or show it separately also in the balance sheet. That is another way. Either way, it's okay. So let us add it to the capital fund. How much is that? 13,000. How much is the capital fund opening? We don't know. We have to find that out. Leave it blank. Add entrance fees 13,000 to the capital fund because it is capitalized. No, sir, I will show it separately on the liability side. That's also okay. This is also okay. That's only a presentation issue once again. So treatment is important. So debit aspect is over here. All that we need to do is a credit of 26. What we did? 13,000 we showed it on the liability side. That is a credit aspect. Another 13,000 we credited to income and expenditure account. That is also a credit aspect. Both credit treatments done. Put together amount is 26,000. Now comes the interest on investments at the rate of 7% is 4550. So it's only to be treated once. It is an income. Obviously should be credited to the income and expenditure account. That is interest on investments. How much is that? 4,550. That is the interest on investments. Done. So debit here, credit here. Then comes the credit side of the receipts and payments account. Salaries and wages 12,250. Is there any adjustment for salaries and wages? No. So we can just simply debit the income and expenditure account, salaries and wages. So 12,250. Supply of refreshments, already we did the treatment for it here by reducing it from sale proceeds of refreshments. Then comes sports equipment. See, sports equipment 27,500 is purchased during the year. See, we have sports equipment at the beginning, we have sports equipment at the end. All these things are there. So how to tackle that is better to have a separate account for it. What happened to our subscriptions here? Subscriptions 23,000 we created, right, to the subscriptions account. It is there. Magic. Now, sports equipment account. One more account. Let us open it. Sports equipment account. So what happened here? We purchased sports equipment. Already credit is done in the receipts and payments account. Naturally, we have to debit to the sports equipment account 27,500. Everything is an entry. When you purchase something, what will be the entry here? Sports equipment account at R2 bank. That's what is the entry. So sports equipment account to cash or bank 27,500. So since receipts and payments account itself is a cash account or bank account, it is credited to that account. Then comes the telephone charges 2,800, which is a normal expenditure. So telephone charges 2,800. Debit to income and expenditure account. Electricity charges, looks like there are a lot of adjustments. Yes. So 15,600 electricity charges, put it in inner column. There are adjustments for that. 15,600. Honorarium 6,500. That is also an expenditure, whatever it is. That is honorarium charges. Let us call it as given in the question. Use the same words. Don't have to create anything. 6,500. Closing balance 1,100 is to be on the asset side of the balance sheet. Cash and bank. That is how much? 1,100. So everything in the receipts and payments account has been posted once, but other side. All debits have been credited, all credits have been debited. Done. Receipts and payments account is over. Now further information is there. Each of them has to be posted twice. So let us look at one by one. Following are the assets and liabilities on 31st March 2019, which means opening balance sheet. First of all, sports equipment is there, 32,000, opening balance sheet. So opening balance sheet, assets side, sports equipment is 32,000. So that is which aspect? Credit aspect. Now debit aspect we have to deal it somewhere. But since we have a sports equipment account here, to balance brought down 32,000 because it is an asset. To balance brought down will be 32,000. That is the sports equipment, other side of it. So this is debit aspect, this is credit aspect. Opening balance sheet assets means credit aspect. That is done, each of them to be treated twice. Sports equipment done. Subscriptions in arrears. Opening balance sheet means they are supposed to be received. First of all, they are assets. So subscriptions in arrears or outstanding subscriptions, whatever we call it, they are supposed to be still received. That means it is an asset on the opening balance sheet. That is very clear. There should not be any doubt in that. But then that means it is a credit aspect which we have done. Now where we have to deal with this? Again, debit aspect where we should deal with that. Debit aspect should be in the subscriptions account. So already subscriptions in arrears which are there, amount is 7,600. That should be debited to the subscriptions account. So subscription account is debited with that. That is 7,600 because it is opening subscriptions in arrears. Then furniture 12,480 is the opening balance. So furniture is 12,480. We have to put it here. Furniture 12,480. Again, because we are preparing accounts for various assets, let us open an account for furniture also. That is not going to take much time. Furniture account. Full forms you have to write. Opening balance 12,480. To balance brought down. Furniture account debit side. That is the debit aspect. And opening balance sheet asset side means credit aspect. That is also dealt twice. So these are all assets on the opening balance sheet date. Then liabilities 5,400 outstanding electricity charges. First of all, it is a outstanding electricity charges liability for sure. That is 5,400. So then you have to understand which aspect is that. It is a debit aspect. Now we have to do credit. When you have to do credit, but electricity charges here are already debit, what you should do? You want to credit something which is already having a debit balance. That means you have to reduce it. So 15,600 minus this 5,400. So that should be reduced from this 15,600. Why? Because simply since they are outstanding last year, they would have been paid this year. That means 15,600 already includes this 5,400, but they are not related to this year. That is why they have to be excluded from 15,600. So they have to be reduced from 15,600. Or simply debit credit wise, if you want to think, 5,400 liability side is guaranteed opening balance sheet. That is very clear. Liability side of opening balance sheet means a debit treatment. Once that is a debit treatment, we need to do a credit treatment. How can you treat a credit treatment? How can you give a credit treatment to a debit thing? By deducting from it. So 5,400 to be reduced from electricity charges. That is a treatment for opening outstanding electricity charges. Subscriptions in advance 6,250. Once again, subscriptions in advance will be a liability. Subscriptions received in advance, that means that is a liability on the opening balance sheet. That is pakka, that is guaranteed 6,250. So this is also a debit aspect. Now we need to deal with credit aspect. So where do we credit it? Subscriptions account. How much? 6,250. That will be subscriptions received in advance. Simple. So that is also treated twice. Next, all the first point related items are dealt twice. Make sure you deal them twice. Then comes the closing balances on 31st March 2020. Sports equipment is 50,500. Of course, it should go to the closing balance sheet. That is sports equipment 50,500. Then again, where it should go? It should go to sports equipment account. Here, closing balance 50,500. That is by balance carried down 50,500. So this is the credit aspect here. This is the debit aspect here. Because closing balance sheet asset side means debit. Here we posted on the credit side means credit aspect. That is done. 50,500 dealt twice. Same with subscription arrears. Always deal the balance sheet item first. That is easy. Subscriptions in arrears means they are supposed to be still received. Means they are assets. Assets when? Assets at the end of the year. So closing balance sheet, subscriptions in arrears, amount is 5,200. So this is the debit aspect already. When it is already debit aspect, all that we need to do a credit aspect. Where do we do the credit aspect? In the subscriptions account. That is 5,200. That is subscriptions in arrears, or you can call it outstanding subscriptions, as the case may be. So that is 5,200. So here debit aspect, here credit aspect. That is also dealt with. Then comes furniture 11,180. That is a closing balance. Same here. Furniture 11,180. 11,180 furniture asset side of the balance sheet. That is debit aspect. Since we have a furniture account, so let us keep it here. On the closing side, 11,180 by balance carried down. That is a closing balance of furniture account, 11,180. This is the credit aspect. This is the debit aspect. That is 11,180 dealt twice. Then comes the closing liabilities. Outstanding electricity charges are 3,800. So in the closing balance sheet, outstanding electricity charges, definitely a liability, that is clear, 3,800. Definitely that means it is a credit aspect. Now all that we need to do is a debit aspect. How to do a debit to a debit? Naturally by adding to the original amount. So how much is the original amount? 15,600. How much to be added now? 3,800 to the original amount of 15,600. Because these are still outstanding. They are related to this year, but still they are not paid. Are they already included in 15,600? No. Because these are paid. 15,600 is paid. 3,800 is not paid. Because it is not paid only, it is called as still outstanding. So that has to be added to the original amount which is paid, so that we can get the actual expenditure during the period. So 3,800 dealt twice. Once liability side of the balance sheet as a credit item, adding to the electricity charges as a debit item. Then subscriptions in advance 4,850. Subscriptions in advance also is a liability. Subscriptions received in advance, you can call it. Amount is 4,850 in the balance sheet, closing balance sheet liability side. That means it is a credit aspect. Now all that we need to do is debit aspect. Since we have a subscriptions account, debit aspect will be what? Here, subscriptions received in advance. That is 4,850. That is the debit aspect to be dealt with in subscriptions account.
That is also done twice. 50% of entrance fees to be capitalized. We already dealt with that. Nothing to be done again. Already we treated that. Then comes interest on investments is being received in full, and investments have been made on 1/4/2019. See here, investments are supposed to be shown here, but how much is that investments? That is not given anywhere. But what is given definitely is interest on investments. See, now what we can do is we can find out how much is this amount of investments. So 4,550 is the interest that is received, okay, which is related to 7%. So how much is the amount of investments? That we don't know. That can be found out. If 7% is representing 4,550, how much will be 100? So 4,550 into 100 by 7. That will be the original value of investments. So 4550 into 100 by 7 is how much? 65,000 rupees will be the value of investments. They are not in the receipts and payments account. They are not in receipts and payments account. If they are paid actually, that should have been there somewhere on the credit side of receipts and payments account as a payment. They are not there. So the only option for dealing this 65,000 twice for us is to keep them on the asset side of both balance sheets. So let us call them 7% investments. Always investments and loans should have prefix. 7% investments, 65,000. This is the debit aspect. And same 7% investments will be in the opening balance sheet also. This is the credit aspect. There is no other option. Why? Because there is no payment that is shown in the receipts and payments account, because these investments are made on 1/4/2019. But this receipts and payments account balance 8,450, whatever is the opening balance, would have been after investing this. That is what we have to inherently understand. 65,000 in the closing balance sheet, 65,000 in opening balance sheet. These are 7% investments. That is the treatment for it. The last item. That's also a kind of hidden adjustment, though it is not directly given, because investment is made, but how much is that is not given. We can find out from the rate of interest and the amount of interest, which we came out to know that the amount of investment is 65,000. What is the treatment for that? Closing balance sheet asset side, opening balance sheet asset side. That concludes both debit and credit aspects of that particular item. So these are the various aspects, and we have to prepare income and expenditure account and closing balance sheet also. Now we have to balance these accounts that we opened so that we understand what is the balancing figure. Understand this carefully. Subscription account. This is what is actually received by cash or by bank, you say. Now what will be the balancing figure here? That will be the subscriptions income. So this should be transferred to income and expenditure account. So 6250 plus 23,000 plus 5,200 minus 4850 minus 7,600. 22,000 rupees is the subscriptions earned, but 23,000 is the subscriptions received. So what should go to the income and expenditure account is 22,000. So in the income and expenditure account, by subscriptions, directly we can do it. That is 22,000. Because we prepared an account, that will become easier now to take the final amount. Otherwise what happens? We'll start with 23,000, add something, deduct something, add something, deduct something. It's okay also, but still, ultimately, debit credit gives a better clarity. And as I told already, in some cases, the question itself will ask subscription account. So we should know how to prepare a subscription account and what items will be there in the subscription account. In the subscriptions account, by bank is the amount of subscriptions that is received, and subscriptions received in advance. Subscriptions received in advance last year. Right? Subscriptions received in advance last year. Sorry, it's not subscriptions received in advance. Subscriptions in arrears this is. This is subscriptions received in advance last year. Subscriptions received in advance last year is not received this year, but that is related to this year. So is this 6,250 to be added to the total amount? Yes. So 23,000 plus 6,250 will go to the actual amount of subscriptions that is earned. But if the subscriptions are in arrears at the end of this year, they are also related to this year. They should be also part of income this year. So if at all we do plus minus things, 23,000 is the amount that is received. Subscriptions received in advance last year, which are received in advance last year, they relate to this year. So we have to add this 6,250. Same way, subscriptions in arrears at the end of this year, 5,200, they are related to this year but not yet received, but they are also income of this year only. They have to be also added. Then subscriptions in arrears at the beginning of this year means last year they are in arrears, means they are outstanding subscriptions last year. That means they would have been received this year, but are they related to this year? No. That means they are already included in 23,000, but they are not related to this year. So what we should do? Deduct 7,600. Same way, subscriptions received in advance are included in this 23,000, but they are not related to this year because they are related to next year. So that also has to be reduced. So all these things with the timing differences, we have to get 23,000 plus 6250 plus 5,200 minus 7,600 minus 4850. It will be 22,000 only. That is the actual subscriptions in the form of income. That is 22,000. Like this also you can show in the income and expenditure account, or you can show in the working note separately, or you can show as a account also. Account is relatively easier one way, and it will never miss any of these plus and minus. Why? Because debit credit is very clear. So that is your choice, but I suggest an account even though it is not asked in certain cases like that. Anyway, subscription account is closed because the balance of 22,000 we already transferred to the income and expenditure account. Now comes the sports equipment account. What is the balancing figure here? 32,000 plus 27,500 minus 50,500. See, ideally the total of the sports equipment account is 59,500. It should be 59,500, but it became 50,500. How it became 50,500? Only two possibilities. Either something would have been sold, or maybe they already provided depreciation. When nothing is mentioned, it will be wild to assume that something is sold, and no mention about depreciation is there anywhere. But depreciation is a common thing. If nothing is mentioned also, depreciation could be there. So what can we assume here? The balancing figure, which is better assumption, is depreciation, that is 9,000. And by the way, if it would have been sold by chance, if at all you assume like that, you should find an entry for that in the receipts and payments account. There is nothing like that. No sale of furniture is, no sale of sports equipment is reported. So that assumption will not be valid. So the only possibility of this balancing figure 9,000 is depreciation. So where this should go? Income and expenditure, debit side, depreciation on sports equipment, 9,000. Here it is credit, it should be debited here. Then comes a furniture account, same logic, 12,480 and 11,180. Difference is 1,300. What could be this difference? Only one option, no other option. That could be depreciation. So depreciation on furniture, debit to income and expenditure account, 1,300. Once again, here it is credited, here it is debited. That's all. All accounts that we opened, subscription account, sports equipment account, furniture account, all are closed. I suggest to open the accounts for double entry completion and for not getting into any confusion. Now moving to the accounts to be closed here. Of course, opening balance sheet, balancing figure will be what? That will be capital fund, opening capital fund, 125,530 minus of these two opening liabilities will give us opening capital fund, that is 113,880. That should go here. That is closing balance sheet, starting point 113,880. You have to do this on paper. So 113,880 is the opening capital fund. That's opening capital fund is calculated and opening balance sheet is closed. Now take this electricity charges to the outer column. It should be 14,000. It can be done separately as a working note also, or it can be shown within the account also. Working note is always a better thing because it will be a good presentation. But anyway, since you have accounts for some of them, you can show it here also. That's up to you. But again, leave sufficient space for each of them. Don't make these things look congested. That will be very pathetic if the vision of the valuer is very blurred and congested. So these are the various expenses which are all there, and various incomes which are all there. So definitely looks like a loss, but you cannot put it here. That is not correct. So you have to do the other way. Total of this is 45,850, and loss means which is a deficit here, that will be 45,850 minus of these items, which is 2,550, which is a deficit. What you can call this ideally? Excess of expenditure over income. Excess of expenditure over income, 2550. What this should be dealt with? It should be the deficit. Be careful, it has to be deducted from the capital fund or capital. In this case, capital fund. So 2550 deduct from the capital fund. Now what will be the capital fund? Take it to the outer column. All the assets are there, liabilities are there, everything is there, everything is there. Balance sheet should tally. Of course, it will. 132,980. When you do double entry carefully, balance sheet always tallies. No other option. Whatever the breath that you take and inhale, it has to go out by exhaling it. That is the nature. Same way, accountancy also. Whatever there is a debit, there should be a credit. When we do that carefully, automatically the balance sheets will and should tally. That is question number 4. Now, let's move on to another question, question number 5. This is in the latest revision test paper for December 2021 foundation exams. So if not same, a similar question can be expected either in December or maybe the next time. Usually that is the tendency. The questions which are there in revision test papers can be expected, not necessarily immediately, sometimes immediately also, but definitely sometime in future such questions will appear in the main exam. That is why it is always suggested that students should practice the questions from past revision test papers and the past suggested answers and the latest model test papers which are published on ICAI website. That will almost guarantee the success in the main examination. Not because the models of the problems we know, because if we have the capacity and capability to solve these questions, automatically we will be able to solve the questions that we encounter in the main exam anyway. So if you can solve the questions of, let us say, imaginarily some 10 different exams, you can solve the questions of 11th exam also, which is going to be your main exam. With that logic, solving the past RTP and suggested answers questions as well as the model test papers is very much suggested. More than anything, RTPs. Revision test papers is a must. Recent revision test papers, which are all there in the ICAI website, you better solve them. So definitely you have to go to the ICAI website's Board of Studies knowledge portal. Of course, I have a direct link to that. But if you go to home, there will be Board of Studies knowledge portal. In that, go to the course that you are in, which is foundation, then respective subject, revision test papers. So at least 4 revision test papers are there in front of you, and all these questions, if you can solve, certainly you will be able to solve the questions that you encounter in the main examination. So this should be your final revision before you go to the examinations. Make sure you do and solve these questions from all chapters. So this question, what we are going to encounter, is from the recent revision test papers, that is the November 2021 series, though the exams are in December 2021. So a similar question can be expected. Again, as I said, no guarantee that it will be expected immediately, but it can be also. If not now, at least next time it can be definitely asked. Whatever it is, we should not be obsessed with the model type of questions. There are different models in this chapter. No. Any topic will have definitely certain standard questions. That's fine. But that does not mean we should stick to any observations or learning in the form of models. What happens when we learn in models is our calculations and approach will be mechanical. And when the calculations are mechanical, approach is very procedure based than concept based, then we will not be able to address the questions which will not fit in that model. Suddenly a new type of question can come, then the students will think that that is a tough question paper. Question paper is never tough. Question paper always will be based on the concepts. Question paper tough, if somebody is saying, only means that they are weak in concepts, nothing else. So any type of question we should be able to encounter. So this is a little different question. What is given here is the receipts and payment account of some club, whatever it is, prepared on 31st March 2021. Receipts and payments account. Normally in any question we say receipts and payments account is okay, correct. So to balance brought down is there, that's not a problem. Annual income from subscription 9,180 is there, which is also a receipt, no problem. But see what they did here. Outstanding last year received this year, of course, that is also no problem because that is also a receipt this year. And prepaid of last year, they reduced here in the receipts and payments account. So which is prepaid of last year. That means definitely it is not received this year. So that is also reduced. So actually the receipt of subscriptions is only 9,360. That is okay. This is income. So how they arrived at the receipt is okay. But when you have annual income from the subscriptions and where there is some income which was not related to this year, which was outstanding of last year, but this is received this year, definitely it should be added to the income. So this is correct. Prepaid of last year, prepaid not by us, prepaid not by us, prepaid by the members of the club. So they prepaid last year. That means it is related to the income of this year. So this should have been already included in this 9,180. That is why they have reduced it from 9,180 to arrive at the actual receipt from subscriptions 9,360. There is no problem. Other fees is there. Donation for building is received, that is also debited. These are receipts, no problem. Then comes expenses, which are 12,600. In this, payment for sports material is also there, 5,400. Ideally it should be shown separately, but they have included all of them in the 12,600 itself. Then comes this one, which is absolutely not correct. Why? Because loss is something that should be shown on the debit side of income and expenditure account. Rather they showed on the credit side of receipts and payments account. Loss on sale of furniture, 900 rupees is the cost price. Loss is 360. They showed the 360 here. Absolutely this is wrong. And the balance carried down 180,900 definitely also will be wrong. So this receipts and payments account is not something which is correct. So that is why the question is asking, do you agree with this receipts and payments account? If not, prepare the correct receipts and payments account and naturally correct income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st March 2021 and a balance sheet as on that date. Of course, we don't have the balance sheet at the beginning of the year, that is 1/4/2020. So that also we have to prepare, though it is not asked. So what is required here is actually all four are required. We need to prepare receipts and payments account, which is a corrected or a revised receipts and payments account. You can call it revised receipts and payments account. Then we need to also prepare income and expenditure account. We need to prepare opening balance sheet, though it is not asked. We need to also prepare closing balance sheet. So this question requires all of the requirements to be fulfilled. Now let us start with the rectification of the receipts and payments account, correctly speaking. And naturally, each of them can be posted twice itself now, because everything is now as good as we are doing freshly. As good as we are doing freshly. We are not just posting from receipts and payments account to the other side. We are doing receipts and payments account also revised. So what we do? We post it to the respective places twice. So to balance brought down 900, that is okay in the receipts and payments account. To balance brought down, there is no problem with that. We are preparing a completely revised receipts and payments account. So 900 debit side. What is the credit aspect of that? That will be showing on the opening balance sheet asset side, cash and bank. That is 900. So debit aspect, credit aspect, both we are doing. Then comes the other adjustments here. Annual income from subscription 9180 and added outstanding of last year received this year, deducted prepaid of last year, that means received in advance from our point of view last year, which is already included in this 9180. So actual amount received is only 9360. Usually we are normally used to doing other way, but here it is reverse. Normally we will have receipt directly, then we do the adjustments so that we get income. It's okay. Here we will do it other way. So what is the receipt actually? 9360. So two subscriptions received, subscriptions received, that is given, which is 9360. Put it here on the income and expenditure account also, because we are used to that, by subscriptions 9360, inner column. Now we need to do the adjustments for the other items twice. 9360 is dealt twice already. 360, 180 also have to be dealt twice. Outstanding last year, received this year. So outstanding last year itself means those would have been assets. Outstanding subscriptions last year is 360. So this is which aspect? This is the credit aspect. Now we need to do a debit aspect. So debit aspect is what? That is to be reducing from this 9360, which is 360. So here it is the credit aspect, here it is the debit aspect. Reducing from credit is debit. Why is that? Because these are the subscriptions which are outstanding last year but received this year. 9360 is the received subscriptions. This includes 360, but they are not related to this year. That is why we are excluding them. Debit credit wise, here it is credit aspect, here it is debit aspect. Reduction from credit is debit. 360 dealt with. Then comes prepaid of last year 180. That is prepaid on last year means it would be prepaid subscriptions liability for us. That is 180. So this is the debit aspect. Now we have to deal with credit aspect. Credit aspect is adding to this amount that is received. So ideally this is what we show: subscriptions received, add which are all prepaid last year, and deduct which are all received in advance last year. So 9180 is what is the income which is to be shown in the income and expenditure account. We don't need to show all these things in the receipts and payments account. So what we just show in the receipts and payments account, what our subscriptions received, 9360, enough. So 9360 there, 9360 here. After adjustments, the income is only 9180. Of course, there are some adjustments here for end of the year also. So we'll keep it for the time being to not take it to outer column. So that is the adjustment for what are the items within the receipts and payments account, because we are doing a fresh, everything is dealt twice. Then comes other fees, whatever the fees it is. Of course, it is a receipt, other fees received, that is 3600, and it will be an income also. So debit is in the receipts and payments account, credit is in the income and expenditure account, other fees. Is there any other things like adjustments and all? No. So you can take it to the outer column, other fees received or earned, whatever you call it. So that is how much? Other fees 3600, credit. So here credit, here debit. Done. Donation for building is received for 1,80,000. So that donation is not a regular revenue receipt, it is a capital receipt, but whatever it is a receipt. So donation for building should be definitely debited to receipts and payments account, no doubt. But we cannot credit income and expenditure account. We have to show it on the liability side of the balance sheet. Donation for building. Liability side of balance sheet 1,80,000. Liabilities of balance sheet is credit aspect. Debit to the receipts and payments account is debit aspect. That is also done twice. Then we can show this 12,600 separately, because that doesn't make sense to show that is including this, including that and all. Simply 12,600 includes 5,400 means what are the other things which are considered to be the expenses? 7,200. So 7,200 expenses paid. So by expenses 7,200, that is a payment. Definitely that will be an expenditure in the income and expenditure also. So debit side of income and expenditure account 7,200. That is done. Sports material 5,400 is given as a separate payment here, which is as good as purchases. So as I said earlier, you can have a separate working note for them, or you can completely simply take like sports material. There is opening stock also. Opening stock of sports material is also there. Closing stock of sports material is also there. So opening stock of sports material, add purchases, deduct closing stock of sports material. That will give you the value of the sports material consumed. This way it can be done. Or if you want to do it like normal trading account, opening stock and purchases can be debited, closing stock can be credited. Either way, ultimately the resultant is same. But this is a better presentation because it shows the actual value of the sports materials consumed. So what is the purchase of sports material here? To what extent we had credited the receipts and payments account? We should credit the receipts and payments account is 5,400, which is purchase of sports material. So purchase of sports material 5,400, which is included in the 12,600. We are segregating it just. So that is a payment for sure. So credit the receipts and payments account and debit the income and expenditure account here as purchase of sports materials. That is the treatment for it. Then comes the loss on sale of furniture 360 and cost price is 900. So there is a furniture separately there. So we will treat all of the items related to furniture in one shot. So let us not get into this 360 now. We have to treat it separately in the furniture. Account separately we can prepare so that we'll have more clarity on that. Or we can just prepare a normal statement for understanding what is this 360 later. So leave it for now. We'll come to it later. By balance carried down is simply the balancing figure of this receipts and payments account, which is not correct, by the way. So what should be the correct amount? What we will calculate, that will be the correct amount. So what we will calculate will be definitely after the double entry for everything. So naturally that will also be the correct amount. So both of these items we cannot deal with them. Why? Because both are wrong. Once this is wrong, this also will be wrong. We cannot do anything with them. We have to rectify the receipts and payments account before taking that balance to the balance sheet. This is receipts and payments account, a wrong one, but we rectified it. Now, additional information, each of them should have two treatments. Furniture 3,600. First of all, opening balance sheet, furniture is an asset, so that should be taken there, 3,600. I would suggest in all these cases, wherever you have such kind of assets accounts, to prepare a account for that. Furniture account, opening balance is 3,600. That is better. So here it is credit treatment, here it is debit treatment. Two balance brought down 3,600 furniture account. Prepare that account, that is better always. Then comes investment at a rate of 5%, 54,000. So opening balance sheet investment is there. So we can call that 5% investment. Always better to show that 5% investments. Amount is 54,000. When nothing is mentioned about it, what happens to that? It will go to closing balance sheet also. Where it will go? If it is sold or something like that happened, then only there will be some change in that. Otherwise, it will go to closing balance sheet also. So this is the credit aspect. This is the debit aspect for that 54,000. Now sports material opening balance is 13,320. It is a stock actually, something like opening stock. Opening stock definitely will be there. Stock of sports material opening balance sheet asset side, that is 13,320. This is the credit aspect. Debit aspect will be in the income and expenditure account starting point, just like trading account opening stock, 13,320. So that is the debit and credit aspects of sports material. That is also done. And closing balances are given, which is on the 31st March 2021. Subscription receivable is 540. Always suggest to do it in balance sheet first, so that it will be easier. Subscription receivable is an asset, so we call that outstanding subscriptions or subscription receivable. Whatever the word used in the question, you use that only. I suggest that always. Subscription receivable 540. Closing balance sheet asset side. This is the debit aspect. So where should be the credit aspect? Credit aspect should be in the income and expenditure account. So it should be added here to the 9,360. That is, amount is 540, because this is also an income, though it is not yet received. Is this part of this 9,360? No, but it is receivable. That means it is related to this year. So it should be part of the income that goes to outer column. So it is added to 9,360. That is the credit aspect. So here debit aspect, which is on the asset side of balance sheet. Here credit aspect to be added to the subscriptions received. Then subscription received in advance. Same way, subscription received in advance is a liability. So first take the balance sheet item, subscription received in advance, amount is 180, liability on the closing date of the balance sheet. This is the credit aspect. Now we need to do debit aspect, but subscriptions is normally a credit balance. How to do a debit to a credit? Simply by deducting. So minus 180 should be done here, which means these are the subscriptions which are received, which are part of 9360, but not yet treated here. They are to be reduced from this 9,360 subscriptions received in advance. But one problem is there. This then 9,360 itself will be wrong. Why? Because this subscriptions received in advance is not treated in the receipts and payments account. That is one more mistake. They did not treat it at all. See, when outstanding of last year received this year, it's okay. That should be taken. That is taken. Prepaid of last year is reduced from 9180. That is also okay. 9360, we thought that that is the income, that is the amount of subscriptions received. But it is not the case. There is a subscription received in advance also. How much is that? 180. So if you want to reduce this 180, first of all, it should be here included in the 180. That means 9360 is not the subscriptions which are received. 9540 should be the subscriptions received. So 9540 and 9540 should be the subscriptions received. From that only you can reduce 180. So the other adjustment, if you want to do like that, 9360 whatever we have, add here also debit side, add here also credit side. Both of them will have same impact. So actual subscription received are 9540. From that, if you do these adjustments, what we will get is the subscriptions actually earned during the current period. That is 9,720, not as shown in the question 9,180. No, it is not. Why is that? 9,180 did not include the subscriptions which are there outstanding. So 9180 plus 540. So 9,720 is the actual subscriptions. That's what is there as income here. That is correct. 9,720. So subscriptions received also as taken in the receipts and payments account is wrong. So we rectified that also. So it is not 9,360. It is 9,540. Because there is 180 which is received in this year, though it is not related to this year. So that is the adjustment for 180. And already we showed that in the liability side of the balance sheet. That is done. Next, stock of sports materials 3,600 is closing stock. So definitely closing balance sheet, stock of sports material will be there. that is 3600. That is the debit aspect. Credit aspect, you can credit the income and expenditure account calling it as buy closing stock, or alternatively you can reduce it from here. That is a better treatment, because in that case what happens is this amount will show exactly how much is the sports material actually consumed. Opening stock of sports material plus purchases minus closing stock will give the sports material actually used during the year, which is 15,120. This is a better presentation. That is always suggestible. So 15,120 goes to outer column. Do you agree with the receipts and payments account? If not, prepare correct receipts and payments account and all that. We need to know. We did that. Only point now is furniture account we don't have. Furniture account is not yet complete. So here what is given there is the cost price of the furniture which is sold is 900. Loss on sale of furniture is 360. So first of all, 900 worth of furniture with a loss of 360 means how much would have been received from that? Only 540 would have been received from that. So that is by bank or by cash. 540. That is a receipt. So sale proceeds of furniture 540 should go to the receipts and payments account. What about this 360? That is a loss. That also has to be credited to furniture account 360, because the total cost that should be taken out of furniture account is 900. So 360 is credited in the furniture account, but where it should be debited? It is a loss. Loss means it should be debited to income and expenditure account, loss on sale of furniture. That is 360. So that is a treatment for this 900 worth of furniture that is sold. What is treated in the receipts and payments account is wrong. So that 900, out of that 540 will go to the debit side of receipts and payments account as sale proceeds, and another 360 will go to the debit side of income and expenditure account as the loss. But the total of that is credited to the furniture account only. So that is the furniture account now. And there is no information about depreciation, etc. When it is not given, what we can do? We cannot do anything. So this is to be closed now when depreciation is not separately given. So what should be the closing balance of furniture? 3600 minus 540 minus 360, which is nothing but 900, 2700. There is no information about depreciation when nothing is mentioned, and closing balance of furniture account is also not given. If it is given, then it's okay. It is not given also. So definitely 2700 is the closing balance of furniture. Where this should go? Closing balance sheet. Furniture. That is 2700. That is the closing balance sheet. Asset side it will go. Furniture account is closed now. All accounts are closed. Everything is dealt with. But one hidden adjustment is there, which is interest on investments. No receipt is shown in the receipts and payments account. So we can safely assume that it is not yet received. It is still receivable. But how much is that? 54,000 on that 5% means 2,700 is receivable. Of course, it is income first. So definitely by interest on investments, 2,700 should be credited to the income and expenditure account, which is the credit aspect. Debit aspect is accrued interest in the closing balance sheet. Accrued interest on investments, 2,700. That is the debit aspect to show in the asset side of the closing balance sheet. With this, all items have been dealt twice. This is a question where everything is dealt twice. Whatever we do, we have to take care of that, because we are completely redrafting everything. We are only using the information whether it is correct or not, but otherwise later we are trying to recreate the entire receipts and payments account, and freshly we are preparing income and expenditure account, and opening as well as closing balance sheets are required. Though opening balance sheet is not asked, still we will require that because we need the opening capital fund. That's it. That is our posting part. Now let us get into the totaling and finding out the balances part. So what is the total of all these things in the receipts and payments account? 1,94,580. So what is the actual correct closing balance of cash or bank is 181,980, but they thought it is 180,900, which is wrong. 1,81,980 is the correct cash and bank balance, that is by balance carried down. So that should go to where? That should go to the cash and bank balances in the closing balance sheet. How much is the amount? Same amount. We should take 181,980. So receipts and payments account is over. Then comes income and expenditure account. Take everything to the outer column first. I think we have taken the subscriptions also and other things also to the outer column. Now, here also the debit is more, which is 22,680. Credit is less, which is 16,020. So definitely there will be a loss or a deficit. How much is that? You should calculate that manually. That is the total of this minus of all the credits. That is 6,660. That is deficit. Ideally, what you should call that? Instead of calling it a deficit, that is excess of expenditure over income. That is deficit. 6,660. Where that should go? Whatever is the capital fund in the beginning of the closing balance sheet, this should be reduced from that. Deficit should be reduced from that. That is 6,660. But we don't know the opening capital fund. For that purpose only, we need to prepare the opening balance sheet. If you do that manually, you will get 72,000 as the capital fund. Take it to the closing balance sheet, 72,000. Then what will be the capital outer column after deducting the deficit? 65,340. That is the capital fund. And other things are there on the liability side and asset side. Naturally, the balance sheet should tally. Yes, it should. It will. When you do both debit and credit, always it will. 245,520 is the total of the closing balance sheet. That is the answer for this question number 5, which is little different from the regular questions. But once again, if you stick to the basics, if you stick to the concepts, nothing is difficult. Always, if you keep debit credit in mind, there will never be an issue in solving any question, whether it is in final accounts or in the not-for-profit organizations' financial statements. These are some of the questions what we solved, and there are so many questions which you can practice. Using these concepts, I suggest you to practice definitely at least the questions which are there in all the revision test papers of this one, latest one anyway we did, other 2-3 revision test papers questions also, one of them I think we did. Other questions, but whatever it is, even though we did it in the class, you do it again separately on your own and make sure you will be able to solve those questions in revision test papers. 4 revision test paper questions if you solve on final accounts and not-for-profit and BRS and also company accounts, partnership accounts, all the chapters, if you can solve 4 revision test papers, definitely you will be able to solve one main examination paper comfortably. That should not be ignored and you should be certainly following this instruction. With that, we'll conclude this session and we'll discuss some other topic in the next session. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.